Hello and welcome to ECE 120. My name is Melissa Veljasevic and I will be your instructor for this course. I wanted to go ahead and just create this video for you guys to go over our Canvas page, our assignments, just to give you some information about myself so that you guys know a little bit about me. I know that some of you have never taken an online course before, so I want to make this as easy as possible for you to be able to navigate. But I do just want to let you guys know and just keep this in the back of your mind that since this is a summer course, it is only 8 weeks. And this course is typically taught in 16 weeks, which is like what happens in a regular semester. So that means like every week it's like double the content, double the work. So please make sure you guys are checking Canvas. I'm pretty good about sending out announcements if there's things that are changing, but otherwise just be really diligent. Check Canvas daily. Also, if you guys need to ever get a hold of me or contact me, you can send me an email, which is on the syllabus, or you can go ahead and like message me through Canvas. So I'll get notifications from that. So, well, like I said, my name is Melissa, and I have been teaching at MCC for this is going on my 8th year. Prior to that, I was a consultant for the state. And so I used to go around to different early childhood programs and family childcare providers and help them do some quality improvements. And then prior to that, I worked at NIU. So I have taught classes in the Family Consumer Nutrition Sciences Department at NIU, and I was also a master teacher in their child development lab. So I've been working in early childhood education for pretty close to 20 years now. So I really love this field. I have a lot of passion for children and a lot of passion for helping to educate caregivers and teachers and parents about what happens in child growth and development, as well as how do we create environments that are going to be really good for their learning and for them to be successful later on in life. So I'm just going to, right now, I'm going to share with you guys um, the Canvas page. So you should be able to see the Canvas page. Now, I know what you guys are looking at right now is what my Canvas page looks like. So there's some things that are on my Canvas page that you're not going to be able to see. But this is what yours, as of right now, should look like. So you'll see up here that there is going to be a module at the top that says submit assignments here. So any of your big assignments for this course are all going to be submitted here. Now, every week I'm going to open up and publish a module for you, depending on what age we're talking about that week. And then there'll be within those modules, there'll be like discussions or little mini assignments, but for the most part, all of your big assignments are going to be due here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing this. So you'll see by the time you guys are watching this video, this module will be published for you. So the first module. So I just want you guys to, again, keep in mind that because this is a summer class, it is accelerated. So this information typically happens within a few weeks. So I'm giving it to you right away. I need you guys to make sure you're clicking on everything and you're checking all the information. All right, so I had mentioned too before in an announcement that when you guys, I wanted you to look over the syllabus. If you had a hard time finding it, it's probably because you looked in the wrong spot. So if you look over here on the side, you will see it says MCC syllabus. This is where you need to click on to open it up. And then our course syllabus will be in here. So here you'll find my contact information, which will be my email or through Canvas. I'm not on campus in the summer, especially because I'm teaching an online class. So these would be the two ways that you can contact me. Here is your textbook, and it's expected that you guys are going to do the readings. There is a lot of information in those readings that's going to be really helpful for you when you're doing observations, your child study project. So really keep up with the readings. And when I scroll down and show you guys the course schedule, that'll tell you what chapters you need to cover. And here's the objectives for this course. So in this course, we're going to talk about like the major theorists. We're going to cover especially we're going to cover Erik Erikson and Piaget. And so by the end of the semester, you guys should know those stages in their theories and be able to confidently express and talk about and define what those theories are and what happens in each stage of development. And so what you'll also see is the way this course is designed is that it's kind of like it is like I have it in modules, but I have it broken up into like small groups. So what you'll see is we'll talk about what happens nature versus nurture in the first part. We'll talk about what happens when a woman is pregnant, what happens in utero as a child is growing and develop. We'll talk about infants and toddlers, then preschool age children. Then we'll talk about middle childhood, which is our school agers, and then our adolescents. And so since this is a child growth and development course, we stop at adolescence. So just keep that in mind. We're not going to cover the whole lifespan. All right, so in this course, you'll have 4 exams. So after each age groupings, you'll have an exam. So what it'll look like, where it'll talk about the beginnings of child growth and development, like what happens at conception. Then we'll have an exam. Infants and toddlers will have an exam. Preschoolers will have an exam. Middle childhood will have an exam, and then we'll have a final exam, which will cover your adolescence and then the cumulative information for the course. I do want you guys to know that I let you know what's going on in these exams, so please don't be like really nervous that there are all these exams. You'll know ahead of time what topics you need to study for. And also, again, make sure that you're reading all the information in those modules. And then sorry, I'm going to go back to the assignments. There's more than just the exams. I want you guys also please take note. If you are taking notes, make a little star against this part or write it in your notebook. There are 2 observations and a child study project for this class that are required in order to pass this class. You absolutely have to turn those in or you automatically fail. So just again, keep that in mind. There's 2 observations. Now these observations are done like virtually, they're online. I give you as a link, there's information you have to fill out, and then there's a reflection you have to complete on that. And if you look on where it says like infant toddler observation, preschool observation, the information will all be there. So you'll have that information ahead of time. You don't have to actually go off site. The same thing for like this child study project where you'll have to complete like a study of a young child. I have a video of a child and his parent that she's completing a developmental screening on him. And then you have to just like analyze what you're seeing. So all of that is done through video. There are 2 case studies that you'll have to complete. And so they will be, one will happen this week, and then another one will happen during the time when we're talking about infants and toddlers. In addition to that, throughout your modules, you'll be creating different developmentally appropriate activities for children. You'll do it for a toddler, a preschooler, and a middle child, and it needs to be worth 15 points. Now, I know I had mentioned in my announcement this virtual classroom experience, and so I just want to talk a little bit about this assignment since I know you guys signed up for an online class. This is something that has been happening with about the last year. The state had given us a grant to get this software, and almost all of the community colleges in our state now are using this because we can't go into programs and do observations at this moment. So to help us assess where you're at in your understanding of child growth and development, or where you're at when it's time for you to complete your programming, we have these virtual classroom experiences. And so it's actually really cool. So you'll be working with me, a partner, and with like an avatar. And I know that sounds very strange, but yes, it is like an online avatar. And so what's going to happen is you and your partner are going to interact with a child. So you're going to complete a developmental screening with a child. So we have a child who's 3, 4, and 5. And so I will give you the child's information, their background information, and you will be speaking to this avatar, and it talks back to you, you and your partner, to get some information about where this child's at in their growth and development. It's really fast. So like I had said, plan for about an hour. You're not interacting for an hour. We're going to observe and watch everybody in our class do it. So it's only maybe max 5 minutes. So it's a real quick experience, but it is a really good learning opportunity for us. And then I offer you some critique. I give you some like praise afterwards, talk about what's good, the great things you did, what you could have maybe done the next time to get this child to want to actively participate based on where they're at in their growth and development. And just keep in mind that this is 50 points. There is no way to make up this assignment. That's why if you haven't yet, let me know, like if you're going on vacation or if you aren't available in the morning or in the evening or anything like that. We can't make these up because I have to schedule it with an outside service. And then throughout the summer semester, we will have different discussion posts and in-class assignments that you'll have to do, and those will be embedded within the modules. Again, if you have any questions on this, please let me know. I will give you guys a lot of information every time I post a module, exactly what needs to be completed that week. So you will have all of that information. All right, and so here's for this attendance policy. I know that it's hard to check attendance, but it is worth 25 points of your grade. I can tell when you guys check into Canvas, what you're opening and how long you're spending on it. So I don't want you to think that, oh, you're just gonna like fly through this class. There's a lot of information. It's expected that you're gonna actively participate. You're gonna open up the information. You're gonna read it. You're gonna listen to the lectures that I post. You're gonna actively participate in course discussions. And that's how I'm gonna track your attendance. This one is something I want you guys to really be aware of. I will not accept late assignments. They are due as posted. I won't accept late work because this class moves really fast. This 8 weeks is going to go up really quickly. And I'm teaching 2 sections of this course. So I need to make sure I have time to get those back to everybody. If you're taking classes with me in the fall, or if you've taken classes with me before, this is one of my policies. I mean, obviously, unless there's like an absolute emergency, but other than that, absolutely, I will not accept late work, and I won't do that moving forward, even if you're taking classes with me in the fall. In the event that there is an emergency, and it has to be an emergency, that you can't complete an exam, and I just want you guys to know that since these exams are on Canvas, you'll have, over the course of like a week or so to get these exams done, or at least like 5 days. But in the event that there is an emergency, please let me know before it's due. After it's due, you will not be able to make them up. Okay. And again, here on the syllabus, it says those 2 observations and that child study project are required to pass this class. If in the event you decide this class just isn't for you, you can withdraw by this date, by July 23rd. That's a withdrawal date. All right, so here's our course schedule, and you will see that here's the topics we're covering, here's the chapters that you are expected to read, and then here's some assignments that are due. I know you're going to be kind of checking back and forth, but just keep in mind, if you go to this homepage here, I will always have the things posted for you what's due. I know that you're not seeing all of this right now because I have your exams already in here, but you're not going to have access to those until I publish them. You should see the case studies, which this one doesn't have the information yet. You'll have that once we talk about the infants and toddlers. And then you should have the infant toddler observation preschool and the child study assignment. All right, so I want to just go through what every module is going to look like. I'm not going to go through every module with you guys, but every week I will publish a new one. And the reason that I'm not publishing them all is because it's really important that you do one at a time, so that when you're thinking about growth and development, we know that things happen pretty consistently. It just happens at differing times for different children. So all areas of development are interrelated. It's important for you to know what happens, in infant growth and development, to understand what happens in toddler development, to understand what happens in preschool development. So each module, when I publish these, will have instructions for this module. So I'm going to just click on this and it's going to give you the information. So here will be some key things that you need to know and study that you should have learned and should have a better understanding of after completing the module. And then if you scroll down, here's all the things that need to be completed. So for this module that I'm publishing right now that you guys will have access to once you watch this, and while you watch this video, you'll have access to it. You have to review and study the information above. You need to watch this video. You need to read chapter 1 in your textbook for sure. Obviously, there's more posted that you should read, but for sure read chapter 1. You'll need to view the PowerPoint presentation. You'll need to complete the Padlet assignments. You have to watch the lecture video. And then you'll review a PowerPoint afterwards. There's a documentary that you need to watch and a discussion post that you need to complete. So if you look over here in this first module, you will see all of those things that you'll need to do. So I just want to point out too, for you guys, sometimes when I have links to outside like websites, depending on your browser, you might not be able to open it. So like, for example, I'm going to click on like the mini lecture. If it looks like this and it says it refused to connect, I just want you guys to look up here. There's a little arrow. You click on this and it'll open it outside of Canvas. So it just depends on your browsers. Oops, let me turn that off. So just again, be aware of that if you cannot open something, especially if it's a link to something, like these are all links, that you just have to click on this arrow that will open it up. And then also, if you see this, that means there's an attachment, so that you should be able to download the attachment. If you can't see it in Canvas, download it to your computer. All right, I think that's all I have for you guys. Again, I'm like really excited to get to know you. Please make sure if you guys have any questions or concerns, send me a message. I will for sure at night be able to, I will check my messages daily. I'll check my email daily. If I'm not getting back to you right away, send me another one and just say, hey, to make sure that I